This is my survival world and it has nothing. To solve this, I'm going to build a bunker that will protect me from everything. But to do that, I actually need to make a start, and I can do that by punching some wood. Now, I do actually have some plans for this series, unlike the last one. And the first plan is actually to make a bunker, a safe place that I can stay without any mobs hurting me. Because when it gets dark, it will be brutal. And I can also start my create stuff there, deep underground where no one can find me. So that's why I need to act quickly and actually get these resources. So I think I should do a mining montage. And I think this massive cave right here would definitely do the trick. In fact, I can't believe I found it. This should have lots of iron and lots of diamonds for me. Because you need lots of iron to start off with the crate mod. But I don't want this episode to be solely based on the crate mod. I just want to have a good start. But some tools would help. Okay, so what is this? Why is there a pillar in the middle? Look at that pillar. It's just in the middle. Why is there a giant lava lake? I'm going to go into free cam and just look. It goes so far and it just curves around. Like it's normal. Just what is this? If I check my map, look at it. It's just a massive lava lake. In the middle of nowhere. What? I was just very surprised at that. Anyway, back to the mining montage. I would definitely say that mining trip was actually quite a success. I got lots of diamonds, I got lots of iron, so now I want to make a bit of a base camp. Maybe do some crate stuff, but mainly start on the main base. Now I did pick out an area of spawn. I think it was somewhere around here, so I'm just going to head this direction in the forest until I find a good place I want to put my base. I have settled down. In fact, I've done more than settled down. I have this storage system set up with a bed, but I also have this create stuff. I also got myself a wrench, some food. I do need to fix the food problem because I'm having to run out. In fact, I fixed the food problem in one of my other videos. I made a whole video about it, and then I made this giant state farm that was definitely not needed. So the base is actually going to go here. I picked this location right here, but over there, that's where my stuff is going to go. So I might clear out some more, but I have a bit of an idea of how it's going to go. I still don't have the final design, so the design you saw in the intro probably wasn't the one that's actually going to be final. I'm actually going to do a lot of looking at what I can do to improve that design a lot. But I do need some basic farms up and running, like a tree farm, a food farm, maybe not an iron farm just yet because I do have a lot of iron, but an iron farm in the future. So I'm going to set up a quick food farm and a quick tree farm, then I'll build the base, and then I'll put the farms in the base, and then we should be good. But to make any contraption we need glue, and to make super glue we need slime balls, which you can bind dough and lime dye. And lime dye you can get, I think, from milling sea pickles. This is how I always do it with the sea pickles. But I don't have any sea pickles. But what I can do is get them. So I can actually make something called Nature's Compass right here. And it's just some logs, a compass, and some saplings, and it tells me where any biome is in the world. In fact, if I look on here, I can see that a warm ocean is 2,300 blocks that way, so I better get going. And now with this dough, we can combine the lime dye and the dough to make lots of slime balls. And then all we have to do is combine it with a bit of iron, and we can now make glue. We got super glue now. So now we can make some contraptions. The first farm I'm going to make is actually a wheat farm right here. Little wheat farm is now set up. I just had it run for a bit and it does actually work quite well, and I can make some bread out of this, and now I basically just have infinite food for as long as I need. Enough of farms, I actually want to start working on the base. And so like I said before, the base will be a bunker position right here, and this is how it will work. It will have a ground floor, and then it will have many floors underneath it. The floors will be things like workshops and farms and factories. The ground floor will be an entrance point and an elevator that leads you down to all of them. And so that means the only thing I can do is actually start building. Now I am going to have a moving door on the ground, and it is going to be, I think, like this. I did not make enough concrete. There we go, I have enough concrete, and it's going to be a 5 wide door, black concrete in the middle, and then more hazard concrete on the top, just like so. And then I'm going to have a outer bit here with some stairs, but I actually want these bits to be textured. And that's because I don't want it to be one solid colour, because that actually looks quite boring. So the blocks I'm using is andesite, light grey concrete, and stone bricks. So I can just enable shuffle mode, and it will start shuffling the blocks that I place. And so it's going to look a bit like that. And then I do want it to have one layer above the door, I think, because it's going to encompass the door. What I want is for it to actually go up one more block. So it can go like so, and then like so. And I decided I want this to be 3 thick, so it can go back like that, and now it is 3 thick. And I can do the same over here, and now that is 3 thick. And what I decided is I'm actually going to have some stairs on top, so I actually need to make myself some copycat stairs because I forgot to do that. And here we go, we can just disable the shuffle mode, and we can very carefully, one by one, place these stairs next to each other. And then we can now enable the shuffle mode, and now they will be randomized. Okay, now I continue the structure inward for 6 blocks like so, and then I just go across, encompassing the whole building. And I decided that this back bit is actually going to be 1 block lower, just to add a bit of variety. And the roof of this is actually going to be some basalt slabs. I'll get to that in a second. So if I map this out, is going to be some stairs going down here, I believe. Yeah, the stairs will just go into the ground, I think, like that. But it might be one back, I just can't remember how I did it. Yeah, I think this is exactly how it was done. And it goes down into another room. Okay, so all I need to do is put a roof on this, and then I need to do the interior. So I think I'll do spruce planks, just because that's what I've got, and it does look quite good. And then I'll put the stairs in and the roof. But I just need to collect some resources. Okay, I finished off this first part. And remember, when this is done, this will actually be a moving door. This won't be just a stationary door that I have to walk through. It will actually go into the ground, and there'll be a button. And it'll be quite cool at the end of it. But I have done the interior. The top is just basalt, and then we just got torches on the inside. But I actually want to start working on this bit. And for these, I have these 3 types of bricks, and that's how I'm going to do it. So I can just enable shuffle mode, and the plan is you do 1, and then I think 2. I think that is how I did it, because on this layer I'm actually going to have a different type of block, and on this block I'm actually going to have terracotta. On this layer it will be red terracotta, but then on different layers it will actually change colour, so you know what layer you're on. So the next one down I think is actually green terracotta, and then there's different types. Then I have a blue terracotta, and then it's like a magenta one, and then a yellow one, and then it's just the different types. And then I think I start to use concrete. But yeah, it's just all the different types of that block, just so you can easily distinguish which level you're on, just from the colour. Not that it'll even matter that much. You'll probably be able to tell what level you're on quite easily, but it's just to make it look a lot cooler. Okay, I've just been messing around with some designs and some blocks, and when you go down here, I think it does actually look quite good. This, it doesn't look the best. In the design, it was mangrove, but I don't have mangrove anywhere near. I think it's like 5,000 blocks away in the nearest mangrove forest. So this is actually just netherrack. I would see if it looked good. I mean, it looks okay, but it doesn't look the best. But I'm actually going to leave it for now. So like I said, this point will actually be where the elevator is. So I'm just mapping out this here. I'm actually going to make it 3 long actually. This is how big the elevator will be. I don't want it to be right up against the wall, so I need to push that back one. And then I actually need to build this elevator. This room is fully complete. Now all it needs is the elevator. First, I'm actually going to start with the redstone contacts here, because that's what will let me change floor. And I'll put the first catwalk on there, and I'll just glue it together like so. And then I can place out the rest of the catwalk, and this will just be where I can stand on the elevator. The contraption controls will go right at the back here, and I will place these girders out as support, because I will have a little slab roof over the top just to encompass the whole thing. Let's actually increase the girder height to 3, because really I think it was actually a bit too short in the end here. That's definitely a lot higher and probably a lot better. And with this last piece of glue, the whole thing is connected. Now really all I need to do is place the elevator pulley. This elevator here, this is the exact block it needs to be on. And so if I just build up a bit of area around, if I place that water there, it will start spinning. And all I have to do is right click. And I think that is connected. Let's just break that. Okay, just place it in, right click. Oh, and it made me bounce a bit. Also, that, if for some reason has gone a different color, I don't know, maybe it's connected. But that'd be a bit weird if it has. And the water is dripping down. So these blocks are now an entity. It's really strange. To test this, all I have to do is just get another redstone contact and just place it in this corner here. And now if I scroll down, now I did actually have this issue when I was testing this out in a creative world. I don't know why, but the elevator is just grabbing onto random blocks next to it. So say if I put the elevator all the way up here, I can place that there, it's now spinning. If I right click, yeah, it just connects on. So for some reason, it's just connecting onto random things, which is actually really weird, because now it's just broken this water wheel. Okay, water is still leaking through the roof. So these blocks have been turned, and yeah, it's just not going. So I need to figure this out. Okay, so I did get it working, but I did have to remove that bit there. But it does go, it is quite slow, because when they're close to each other, they do slow down, because it's so close, it's actually going really slow. But I'm actually going to dig a bit out, move it down. We should have a working elevator going up and down, and then I should be able to end this episode. Now that I've digged the area out, if I just go here and press the -1 button, I am now in fact going down to this lower level. And so the final thing to do today is actually to fix this. Now this is supposed to be a door. Now this door will go up and down with a sticky mechanical piston that I just place in there, like so. And I can just place these piston extension poles and they will push it all the way up. A sequence gear shift, and then a water wheel. Now that this is in the up position, all I have to do is place these 2 blocks and glue the entire thing together. And then the sequence gear shift, the water wheel, we can power it like that, and we can tell it to move 3 meters reversed, and then we can do a time delay, and then we can tell it to move it back up. And so now if I place this button and activate it, the door will go down and it will open for anyone to enter. It is quite slow now, I might have to speed this up, and then it will wait 2 seconds and then it will go back up just like so. But I would definitely have to speed this up as it is a bit slow. What I'm going to do is place a redstone link here, and that will cause it so when I press the button over here, if I just place a redstone link on the other side, and so now every time I press this button, this door should open for me to enter. And I can place a button right here, and whenever I press that, it will open. So it's now accessible from both sides. Okay, and as this door behind me slowly opens, I would like to thank you for watching today's video. I put a lot of effort into this video, a lot of time and effort. I mean, just look at this, so amazing, wow. But anyway, I will see you next time. Goodbye.